Have you ever wondered why that special person seems so distant, even though the desire to be together is so strong? Today, the angels have an urgent message for you about this relationship. There is a force acting between you, creating barriers that seem insurmountable. The person you love feels these restrictions, but cannot understand the reason. He is calm, reflective, does not let himself be carried away by blind impulses. He prefers to deeply know you, respecting time and space. Both of you want this relationship, feel an intense desire, but it is as if something greater is out of your control, preventing you from getting closer. It's time to unravel this order and understand what is really happening. Stay with me until the end and discover how to transform this situation and finally be by the side of who you love. Your relationship is definitely under divine guidance. This means there is a higher power acting on your relationship. When everything seems to be still, stagnant, know that there is a greater purpose in action. This special person in your life has already realized that his return to life only happens through a universal alignment. He feels this deeply because whenever he tries to connect with you or get in touch, something hinders him or simply does not seem like the right time. You may have noticed that many meetings were canceled or postponed, reflecting a mismatch in your energies at the moment. There seems to be an invisible barrier preventing progress. The more this man tries to break through this barrier, the more things seem to be delayed or misaligned. There is a very physical energy in this relationship. It may be someone with whom you shared significant moments in the recent past, and for some reason, things started to naturally go out of alignment. Normally, this type of situation would make this person feel impulsive or even worried. However, he is not reacting that way. Instead, there is a serene acceptance, a gentle surrender amid uncertainty. It's as if he has a deep understanding of why things are moving at a slower pace, or why the access to you has somehow shifted. He is not confused or worried about the delays in connection. On the contrary, this uncertainty is piquing his curiosity. This is a calm person who can remain composed even in the face of the biggest storms. He has a vision beyond the ordinary, realizing that everything that happens has a greater purpose. Even without fully understanding, he feels that God is trying to convey something about you or the special connection you share. He is on a journey of discovery, trying to unravel the purpose behind all the delays and mismatches that have occurred between you. Definitely, this person sees you as someone with whom he has an incredible chemistry. He senses this strong energy, this almost tangible bond between you. However, he is trying to understand you on a deeper level. He is not in a rush, not anxious. He knows that the best things happen in due time and that this connection is one of those precious things that cannot be rushed. If you are wondering why things are changing slowly in your connection, that's exactly why. There is a greater reason, a divine purpose guiding all of this. Your relationship is under some divine guidance, which means that this bond is extremely intentional. Whatever is happening, it is occurring at a higher level, a level that cannot be rushed or controlled by you or him. This love is a sacred exchange. Although from an external point of view, you may seem to be leading a rather ordinary life, there is something deep and special that you are experiencing internally, something that you cannot fully express. You have this premonition that the person you are connected with is not an ordinary person. This feeling arises because with it, you lived something that cannot be compared to any other experience or to any other person. This was a unique experience, completely isolated, which you consider sacred. Since this exchange happened, you feel energetically connected to this person, and it's almost as if his energy is present, subtly touching every aspect of your life. The nature of this connection is so deep and intimate that you don't feel comfortable being completely open about it. In fact, it's something you may have never shared with anyone around you, for fear of how other people might interpret it. They may not understand this connection or what you are experiencing. However, you know that this bond is real and intense. It's a connection that defies explanations, but that you feel in a very authentic and meaningful way. This person brought something new and transformative to your life, something that transcends common understanding. When you think of him, you feel a warmth in your heart and an inner peace that are unmatched. It's almost as if there is a silent and ongoing communication between you, an exchange of energies that strengthens you and makes you feel special. These feelings are so powerful that, even without words, you know that there is a mutual understanding and a deep respect. It may even be that you are at a point in your life where you are exploring your options, but somehow, the energy of this man still remains present. This is a highly spiritual connection, something you feel in your aura. There is a depth in the way you connect, an almost tangible sense that there is something greater guiding this encounter. You may see him as somewhat mysterious because there is something about him that makes you misunderstand or misinterpret his actions, especially when it comes to how he interacts with you. He is behaving this way for a reason, as this is an area of his life that he doesn't take lightly. He's the type who quickly categorizes people when he meets them. Naturally, this person may behave a bit reserved if he doesn't feel that someone is significant to him in some way, and he has his own ways of figuring that out. He can be very calculating in that sense and also has a smooth way of extracting information. So you may feel there is some sort of imbalance in what he has shared with you versus what you have shared with him. This may make you question him at times, perhaps wonder if you said too much or shared too much in some way, but there's something about his energy that is very powerful yet very calm, and it definitely makes you nervous sometimes. But somehow, even though he behaves in this way, where his energy can be interpreted as hot and cold, you still feel connected to him in a way that you may not be able to fully explain, but very real. This person seems to know the truth about you. If you are identifying with this message so far, this person you are connected to knows much more about you than you realize. This explains why he has this super calm and laid-back behavior, and also why he is very indifferent about how your connection is unfolding. You may be living a soul contract. Since this person can remember, there has always been this highlight in this connection. This is an area of his life that he never questions, even if he doesn't fully understand what's happening on a higher level. It seems to be the only area of his life that is intentional. This is an energy that has touched many people on his journey, and looking back, he realizes that they all served a purpose in his life. He understands that most of these contracts were focused on a specific lesson, where the person was there just to teach him something or reveal something about himself or life. So, this is the only area of this person's life in which he was taught by trial and error not to force anything. This was the approach he had with you. When he was instructed to take a step back, he did it, and even if he didn't agree, he took that step back, knowing that the reason would soon be revealed to him. The way this energy is manifesting is as if he understood that his life is organized by a very specific set of rules. He has a clear understanding that if someone is not a significant part of his life, it is because it should not be so. In a sense, this person has a broad view of things and has lived his life this way for a long time. But that changed when he met you. When he met you, things became complicated for him because he could not easily identify your energy. So, this person hid a lot of information from you. You may have felt that you were providing him with much more information about yourself than he was sharing about himself. This naturally created an imbalance because, while trying to figure out who you were, where you came from, and why you were not being as open with you, something definitely drove him to understand you first. He may have even asked many questions to see where your head was at, to see if you thought the same way he did, or if you saw this connection in the same way he did. And you noticed this and started matching his energy, started matching his effort, started matching the amount of information you were sharing. You literally became a mirror of what he was doing to you. This naturally caused things to slow down. You were separated. Things were speeding up in the spiritual world, and that's why you can feel his energy approaching, because he couldn't stop thinking about you. This is much deeper than he thought. At this moment, this man realizes that he is indeed in some kind of spiritual contract with you and that there is a higher power over your connection. The relationship is unfolding in a way that may be different for both, but there is a greater purpose for it, and that is about to be revealed. This person is interested in you because he feels that you are special to him, and that's all he wants to be confirmed. He was definitely seeking the truth about you, but not so much about who you were superficially. This is more about your soul, about a deep and intentional connection. This person is someone who can be a bit direct, straightforward, and I am noticing something about his external energy. The way you experience this feeling for him is completely different from how other people have experienced it in the past. So even if you feel that there may be an imbalance in emotional expression or in the exchange of information, in what he was willing to offer you or how he was willing to open up to you, you are much more open than he ever was. Something about his energy manifests itself a bit rigid, a bit firm, hard to penetrate, but the main thing you are realizing now is that he could not control the pace at which things should be revealed to him. This process gives you a closer insight into soul alignment, into this whole process and how you have known each other over time. He feels, at this moment, that it's hard to even look at you. This represents a change of pace. You would think that once he received this great confirmation about you, he would be eager to approach you, but all this information is actually making him pause. For some reason, he can't help but feel like he was the last to know about it. He may even be questioning God regarding the order in which all of this unfolded, but that just highlights the fact that this is such an authentic process, and this connection has a way of coming into your life and showing you things that you may have significantly overlooked. Because this person already had this vision of connections and how they work, where he created this pattern of approaching each person in the same way. So when this connection with you began to fade and cool off, he didn't question it and really regrets that. And now he knows that his next step is to confront himself in some way. And as this person has a deeper understanding of how these things work, he simply knows that God will miraculously put you in his path somehow. He knows that when this happens, it will be intense due to the choices they made in the past and how you may currently see them, or even how you see the connection. So now he is really under pressure to be in alignment with you again, going through all these emotions, thinking about how he will feel when he is by your side or looking into your eyes. All these details are making him pause. But what also stands out here is that he knows he is not in control, and it's like he can feel the momentum building up behind the scenes of your connection. He knows, at a deeper level, that there are lessons linked to this connection with you, but he also feels a bit apprehensive about the physical aspect. Because now, he is not just seeing you as a passion, the person he aligns with, the person he is interested in, but he is looking at you as a powerful enough soul to make things stop and move, simply according to that higher energy linked to your connection. In case you are wondering if he knows who you are or if he is tuned in to the spiritual essence of your connection, he definitely is. And rather than seeing himself as separate from you, he now sees you as a unity. He sees you as a team, even from a distance, and that is something he may still need time to assimilate. If you feel the energy of this man super strong right now, it's because there is definitely a spiritual fusion happening behind the scenes. And this is really building momentum because this is a person who feels that, when it comes to the right time, he really has no control. He has really surrendered in a way to what is about to happen. There may be very high levels of anticipation right now, around him, around this connection, around this time of year. Your souls may kind of be pulling towards each other. Both may feel this in a very real way. Your special person is really pausing and thinking about how this is going to unfold for him. If both were completely honest with each other about where they are now, mentally and emotionally, they would say that they make each other feel a certain anxiety, a pounding heart, a joy with life itself. You may feel extremely anxious about the place where you are, about the emotions that are arising at this moment, but that is definitely a natural part of the journey. It doesn't have a heavy energy, but this weight you are experiencing is healing both of you at a much deeper level. You are someone who has already had a profound impact on this person, even if that has not been entirely visible or clear at the beginning. The way he sees and feels this connection with you is something that goes beyond common understanding, and he is learning to value it in a way he never imagined. He is striving to understand all the signs and feelings that God is placing in his path, knowing that this is crucial for the growth of both. Despite all the uncertainties and pauses, he feels a growing confidence that this connection is destined for something greater. Also, know that you have become a mental trigger for him. Everything you do has a direct effect on him, and these feelings may be even more intense now that he knows more about you. Everything around him may seem new in some way, indicating that he has gone through a great awakening. It's as if you are physically distant, but the energetic bond between you is becoming stronger. This bond that connects you is becoming more evident. Many energies and emotions are emerging. He is beginning to see you and this connection as something much deeper than just a simple relationship. Although the separation may have been a little sad for him, it was necessary for him to reach this truth about you. This does not make the connection easier. In fact, after reaching this awareness, the connection intensifies. Things that did not affect him before are now beginning to affect him deeply. Being in your presence, hearing your voice, is as if his heart were opening up, meaning that he sees you as a part of his soul. And because you are his counterpart, you become a trigger. This is not a bad thing. It just means that he has become extremely sensitive to your energy, and this is having a direct effect on where you are in the space of his heart and on his journey. This awakening has brought to light a level of connection that he never imagined possible. It's as if every interaction, every exchange of glances, every word exchanged is loaded with a depth that goes beyond the physical. This energetic connection is palpable, almost tangible, and he feels it in every fiber of his being. The love he feels for you is not just a feeling, but a powerful force that moves his world. He realizes that everything you do, all your actions and words, have a deep and direct impact on his emotions and his state of mind. This new perception has caused him to look at you with a renewed gaze, full of admiration and respect. He sees you not only as a dear person, but as a soul deeply connected to his own. Every moment you have spent together, every shared memory, now seems more meaningful and laden with a higher purpose. He understands that this journey is not easy, but he is willing to face it, because he knows that everything makes more sense by your side. You have become a constant presence in his mind and heart. He thinks of you every moment of the day, misses you when you are not around, and is moved by the idea of the two of you together. This feeling of deep connection makes him appreciate even more every second by your side. What you have is rare, it's special, and he acknowledges this with all his soul. He is ready to face any challenge that may arise, because he knows that by your side, any difficulty is easier to overcome. Every time he looks at you, he sees a reflection of himself, a part of his own soul. This perception is overwhelming, but also deeply comforting. He understands that you are an essential part of his journey, and this certainty fills him with an inexplicable peace. He feels that, no matter what happens, you are destined to be together, to face the world side by side. This conviction gives him the necessary strength to move forward, to fight for your love, knowing that by your side, everything is possible. Another thing he wants you to know is that he has a certainty that comes from the depths of his soul, that you were chosen by God for him. It's as if a higher power is guiding everything, causing you to meet in an almost magical way. The way this happens still surprises him in many ways, as if the universe were orchestrating every detail. This sense of destiny is very real to him. He feels that this connection is aligned with a higher version of himself, a version that is in harmony with the divine purpose he feels in his life. This person lives life with a greater purpose in mind. He has a deep awareness that he is here for a special reason, and therefore, is extremely selective about the people he allows to get close to him. However, his energy seems to fit perfectly with yours. With you, he feels calm, as if he knows that you belong to him in some inexplicable way. Although he feels this intensely, he needed time to be sure, to understand and confirm his feelings as he reflected on the next steps of his journey. He wants you to know that he is aware of the significant role you play in his life. To him, it's as if you were the missing piece, something he needed, and the fact that you met in such an unlikely way only reinforces this feeling. This has raised many questions in their minds, as much of this experience defies logic and reason. However, this situation has provided both of you with a higher perspective on the purpose of this connection. It is also changing your destinies in a way that seems preordained. There is a powerful energy working behind the scenes, both in the spiritual and physical planes. Things will come together when least expected, and that moment will be perfect, as if being guided by a divine hand. Therefore, it seems that both of you are being called to see this connection with different eyes, to see it as something sacred and divinely guided. Each event that is about to happen will be guided in a divine way. Therefore, it is important that you are attentive and trust your intuition, which is very sharp at this moment. The bond you share is incredibly strong right now. Pay close attention to this, because the theme of divine guidance permeates everything that is happening behind the scenes. This connection is a call for both of you to see the relationship as something deeper and more meaningful than just a coincidence. It is a constant reminder that there are greater forces at play, guiding you to where you need to be. So embrace this connection with an open heart and a receptive mind, knowing that everything is unfolding according to a higher plan. Always remember to trust in God's timing, for He knows the right time for all things. Even if it doesn't make complete sense now, every step you take together is bringing you closer to the divine purpose He has for your lives. Believe that what you have is special, and that this journey is guided by a love greater than anyone can fully understand. In the end, faith and trust will be your greatest allies. Let the love and connection you share flourish naturally, knowing that God is in control and He has wonderful plans for you. Every moment you live together, every challenge you face, and every joy you share, it's all part of a greater divine plan. So move forward with confidence, with love in your heart and faith in your soul. Your journey is just beginning, and there is much more to be discovered and experienced. God has chosen you for each other, And this divine choice is something to be honored and celebrated every day. Keep love and gratitude as guides and allow this connection to become the foundation of something truly amazing and eternal. Let your spirit absorb these words and feel them resonate deeply within you. The universe wishes the best for you and will ensure a positive outcome, no matter what decision you make. Type, "I receive and accept my destiny and everything that the universe has to offer me" to claim this message and the blessings it contains for you. Leave a positive comment for other viewers who may need a boost of positivity in their day. The universe sees this as an act of kindness. Let's uplift each other and create waves of good energy together. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and stay tuned for the important message awaiting you in the next video. May God and the universe light your path with peace, love, and faith. Amen.